Greetings, my name is Robert Locke. I'm a national trainer in the property management industry and a 40-year veteran of that community. This series of videos is about why CredHub. CredHub kind of broke the code on this reporting your tenants to the credit bureau. I'm going to kind of describe to you this series of videos we're offering to give you an idea of why they are so good and why they are the only company that can do this for you. What's going on right now is a big shift in the property management industry. Very few people are aware of it or taking advantage of it, but I assure you in the next 2 to 4 years, every manager in the industry will be tapping into this new service that's about reporting tenants to the credit bureau. Now, 4 decades ago, the property management industry could become a direct member of Equifax. Back when I started in the business, we only had 50 doors. I needed a way to get a credit report. There were no tenant screening companies out there, so I stumbled into a relationship with Equifax. That means for the 35 years that we were in business, we reported every tenant every month to the credit bureau, and we affected their credit scores in a very big way. So Crown became a member of Equifax in the early 80s. We had a direct trade line. Our name showed up on their credit report, and we were able to diminish or improve a tenant's credit score depending on how faithful they were at paying rent, unpaid bounce check charges, late fees, and money they left behind when they moved out. Now, let's go back kind of to the beginning and kind of see where the problem is. Americans live on credit. You know, we're in a kind of a credit society. Whether you want to go out and buy an iPhone and get iPhone service, or buy a house, or rent a house, or join a health club membership, somebody's going to take your application and go run a credit report and see how faithful you've been in the past at paying amounts that you promised to pay people. Okay? And credit scores drive that spending. So we love credit, and the credit score that these bureaus put out is what kind of is the driver for whether or not you get credit and can go out and buy and enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. Now, we all know there are 3 credit bureaus that report on tenants' payment history, right? There is Experian, and there's Equifax, and there is Transunion. And whether you're a member of one or all, you can affect a tenant's credit score. And if they owe you money that they won't pay, you can safely, without any pushback, without any litigation, without any problems at all, no backwash at all, you can report today those tenants to the credit bureau, and it'll give you huge power over them to collect the monies that they owe you. Now, when tenant screening services came along, all of a sudden the 3 credit bureaus wouldn't deal with you anymore, because the tenant screening company became a buffer for them between you and the credit bureaus. And so now the tenant screening companies are where you and I go to get credit reports and employment verification and things like that. Having your own trade line with the credit bureau and being able to put your thumb on the credit score like Visa and MasterCard do is no longer available to you until now. So now this big shift now is you can report all your tenants to the credit bureau just like the big boys do. Now, this series of videos that we're making available to you, they're only 6 to 7 minutes long, and it's about how you can have power over the tenant's credit score. What we're going to describe is how did we do it for 35 years? How did we make a bunch of money doing it? How can you do it? And how can CredHub help you do it? Now, the second part of this is why CredHub, meaning of the different reporting services that are out there. Why is CredHub the only one that has kind of cracked the code and able to do this just the way you want it done? Why is CredHub the right company to go with financially? What system did they build that enables you to do this economically and efficiently and fully automated? to report both positive and negative to the credit bureau. So we're going to give you a series of videos on what is this service all about. Why does CredHub, the only company out there that I can find today that can do this for you? And then lastly, at the end of that series, we're going to give you a series of 7 ways to generate more revenue reporting to the credit bureau. As I mentioned, we did this for over 30 years, and we figured out 7 different ways that you can actually grow your revenue by reporting tenants to the credit bureau. And we only started using it back in the mid-'80s, but we can identify about $4 million that we made on top of all of our other revenues just by reporting tenants to the credit bureau, and sold our company for a lot more money than we expected because of the success we had pursuing tenants. So this series is free. You can disconnect, unsubscribe at any time. And on the right-hand side of this page, if you're on our training, or if you're on our CredHubSupport.com page, there's a form you can fill out. That form will give you an opportunity to receive these videos every day, every 3 days, or every 5 days, depending on how anxious you are to get the information. Again, you can unsubscribe at any time. We're not trying to handcuff you to anything, but this major shift in the industry is going to be something that you're going to do in the next 2 to 5 years. Every manager is going to, and the sooner you get on board, the earlier, quicker the money starts rolling in. Thanks for hanging out with us today.